Victoria came home at 7:43 on a Thursday in September, carrying Dom Perignon and divorce papers. I was making chicken stir-fry when I heard her car. 12 years of marriage had taught me her sounds. Engine, car door, heels on walkway. She walked in smiling, wider than I'd seen in months, handed me champagne. Open this. What are we celebrating? They made me CEO. Board voted this afternoon. Official announcement Monday. Youngest CEO in company history. I hugged her. That's incredible. You've worked so hard. Brief hug back. 14 years from entry level to executive suite. I popped champagne, poured glasses, toasted. To CEO Victoria Chen, I'm so proud. We clinked. She drank, then pulled a manila folder from her briefcase and slid it across the counter. Divorce petition. My name, her name, attorney information, county stamp. I stared, looked up. She watched me. Not cruel, not apologetic, just resolve. I don't understand. I've outgrown this life. I need someone who operates at my level. You're a high school teacher. I'm a CEO. We don't make sense anymore. The chicken burned. I didn't move. Operates at your level. My world is board meetings, investor dinners, executive networking. You teach 10th grade English. We have nothing in common. We've been married 12 years. Exactly. Got together when I was 22 in customer service. You stayed the same. I evolved. I need a partner who evolved with me. I flipped through papers, filed unilaterally. Attorney retained. Asset division gave her house, cars, everything except my pension. When did you do this? Consulted attorney 3 months ago. Filed yesterday. Waited for CEO announcement. 3 months planning while I made dinner. Asked about her day. Supported her. You could have talked to me. Nothing to talk about. Marriage is over. Sign papers. Move out in 30 days. Smoke alarm beeped. Chicken completely burned. I turned off burner. Opened window. Fanned alarm. Victoria stood watching with impatience. I turned down the Denver principal position for you 4 years ago. I said quietly, 20,000 more annual. You said your career needed stability here, so I stayed. That was your choice. I worked Target weekends for 3 years to pay for your MBA, 70,000 in tuition, teaching full-time plus retail 20 hours weekly so you could attend without loans. I appreciate what you contributed. Contributed? Victoria, I sacrificed my career advancement multiple times, handled every domestic responsibility so you could work late and travel, never complained. And I'm grateful, but that doesn't mean we're compatible. She checked her watch. I have executive team dinner at 9. Discuss logistics later. She walked toward stairs. I'm not moving out. She stopped. Excuse me, my name's on mortgage. I paid down payment before marriage. You don't kick me out of my house. Her expression hardened. Don't make this difficult. You're a public school teacher. I'm CEO of a $300 million company. You can't afford the legal battle I can. Maybe not, but I can afford an attorney who'll make sure this isn't your clean break. Uncertainty flickered. You're fighting me. You filed divorce the day you got promoted. Planned months without telling me. Taking everything. Leaving me nothing. I folded papers. Yeah, I'm fighting you. She stared 10 seconds. Drained champagne. Headed upstairs without a word. Heard shower. Heard her moving. Heard her leave 40 minutes later without goodbye. I sat with divorce papers spread out, smoking stir-fry, and decided. She thought I was beneath her. Thought I'd sign quietly. Thought 12 years meant nothing compared to her title. Wrong. I searched for divorce attorneys specializing in high-asset, equitable distribution. Victoria spent 14 years climbing to CEO. She'd learned climbing down was faster, and I'd make sure every sacrifice was accounted for. She'd outgrown this life. I'd outgrown being disposable. Friday morning at 8. I met Daniel Reeves, divorce attorney with 300 high-asset cases. His office overlooked downtown, framed settlements on walls like trophies. I explained everything. Same-day CEO promotion and divorce filing. 3-month planning period. Asset division giving her everything. 12 years of support and sacrifice. He leaned back. Did you sign a prenup? Yes. 8 years ago when her career took off. Bring me a copy Monday. Prenups from 8 years ago often favor the lower-earning spouse if there's been career sacrifice. We can leverage that. He tapped his pen. Her compensation package, base around 400,000. Stock options, unvested, part of executive compensation from 3 years ago. He smiled. Stock options granted during marriage are marital property, even unvested. If she's CEO now, those options could be worth millions. She filed thinking finances were separate. They're not. What do I need? Document everything. The Denver positions you declined. You'll get that in writing. Your target pay stubs from her MBA years. Emails where she acknowledged your support. Bank statements showing your contributions while she built her career. I need proof you enabled her success. I spent the weekend gathering evidence. Found Denver Denver offer letter, $78,000 versus my $58,000 teacher salary. Located 3 years of target pay stubs totaling $41,000 that paid her tuition. Downloaded bank statements showing my deposits covering mortgage and utilities while her income funded career expenses. Found emails too, her thanking me for being patient with her schedule, apologizing for missing my birthday for business trips, asking me to handle her errands because she was slammed at work. 12 years of digital evidence proving I'd managed domestic life while she climbed. Monday morning, I delivered everything to Daniel. He reviewed 40 minutes, then looked up. Stronger than I expected. Documented career sacrifice and disproportionate domestic contribution, combined with prenup clause about spousal support, which is in there. We're in excellent position. He pulled fresh paperwork, filing counterpetition today, demanding equitable distribution of all marital assets, including unvested stock options, spousal support based on career sacrifice, continued residence in marital home. She'll fight hard. Let her. She filed thinking you'd roll over. Underestimating you was expensive. Tuesday afternoon, Victoria came home early, walked past me, grading papers, went upstairs, came down with a suitcase. I'm staying at a hotel until you move out. I'm not moving out. You can't afford this house on teacher salary. My attorney thinks I can, especially since you owe me spousal support. She laughed. Spousal support? You have a job. Career sacrifice clause in the prenup you insisted on. Daniel says it's clearly written in my favor. Her smile disappeared. You hired Daniel Reeves? Friday morning. He's one of the most aggressive divorce attorneys in the state. I know, he filed my counterpetition. You'll be served tomorrow. Her face went completely pale. Counterpetition for equitable distribution of marital assets, including your unvested stock options from VP package, granted during marriage, making them marital property. Daniel estimates $2 million if your company performs well. I'm entitled to half. She set down her suitcase. You can't touch my stock options. Actually, I can. You filed without understanding what was marital property. Expensive mistake. I returned to grading. You wanted to operate at your level. Turns out, your level includes legal consequences. She stood frozen 30 seconds, grabbed her suitcase, left without a word. Wednesday, her attorney called Daniel, demanding negotiation, threatening litigation. Daniel said we'd see them in court, and hung up. Thursday, Victoria's assistant called. Could we meet civilly? I declined. Everything through attorneys now. Friday, Victoria's attorney requested emergency hearing to force home sale. Daniel responded with motion to dismiss based on my documented down payment and primary residence. The legal machine was running. For the first time since she handed me papers, I controlled something. She'd spent 3 months planning her exit. I'd spent 1 week building a strategy that turned her plan into a nightmare. She thought status and money made her untouchable. She was learning 12 years of documented sacrifice made me dangerous. If you're invested in seeing how this plays out, hit that subscribe button. 2 weeks after counterpetition, Victoria requested a meeting. Her attorney called Daniel. My client wants to discuss settlement directly, Daniel asked me. I agree. Saturday morning at the house. She arrived at 10, carrying a leather portfolio. I was drinking coffee at the kitchen table where she'd handed me divorce papers. Thank you for meeting, she said, sitting across. Professional, composed, CEO voice. Your attorney said you wanted to discuss settlement. I do. This is getting out of hand. Legal bills mounting. We can resolve this reasonably. I'm listening. She opened the portfolio. I'm offering $200,000 and the marital home. Clean break. You withdraw the stock option claim. I withdraw the move-out demand. I sipped coffee. Daniel says stock options are worth $2 million. Half is $1 million. You're offering 20% of what I'm legally entitled to. The options haven't vested. Might never vest. Company could fail. You're gambling on potential value. So are you. Difference is you're gambling with what's legally mine. Her jaw tightened. Be realistic. You're a teacher fighting a CEO. I have resources you don't. I can drag this out years, cost you everything in legal fees, or take $200,000, keep the house, and move on. I smiled. Actually smiled. She noticed immediately. Why are you smiling? Because 3 weeks ago, you told me I didn't operate at your level. Now you're here negotiating because you're scared. I'm not scared. scared. I'm being practical. You're terrified. Daniel says your board isn't happy about divorce publicity. Tech blogs are mentioning it. Your attorney called his office 6 times this week. You want this quiet and fast because it's affecting your CEO image. Her face flushed. That's not. How's the executive dinner circuit? Making peer-level connections? Or are they asking uncomfortable questions about why your husband of 12 years is fighting for stock options? She stood. I came in good faith. No, you came desperate. There's a difference. I stayed seated. Calm. I'm not accepting 200,000, taking this to court. When the judge sees 3 years of Target pay stubs and the Denver offer letter I declined, they'll award exactly what Daniel says I'm entitled to. You'll regret this. Maybe. But you'll regret filing for divorce the same day you got promoted. Timing was poor optics. She grabbed her portfolio. Fine. The hard way. This was already the hard way. Your choice. You filed. You wanted the clean break. I'm just making sure it's clean according to law. She walked to the door, stopped, turned. I gave you the best years of my life. No, Victoria, I gave you the best years of mine. You just didn't notice because you were too busy climbing. She left. Slammed the door hard enough to rattle the frame. I texted Daniel. She offered 200,000. I declined. She's panicking. He responded, good. Let her panic. Panic leads to mistakes. The following week escalated. Victoria's attorney filed motion after motion. Freeze my accounts. Force asset disclosure. Expedite proceedings. Daniel countered everything while filing discovery requests for her complete compensation package and stock option documentation. I went to work daily, taught classes, graded papers, came home to the house that was now a legal battlefield. Victoria stopped coming by entirely, moved into corporate apartment downtown. Her life increasingly complicated. Mine, surprisingly simple. Thursday evening, my principal called. Michael, heard about the divorce. I'm sorry. If you need support, let me know. Actually, I need the Denver offer letter from 4 years ago. Still have that in district records? Probably. Why? Legal proceedings, documenting career sacrifice. I'll get it. And Michael, that was a good job. 78,000 plus benefits. You'd have been excellent. Thanks. Maybe someday. Friday, Daniel called. Victoria's attorney wants another meeting. They're up to 350,000. Still not half. Agreed. I told them we're proceeding to court. Discovery hearing in 3 weeks. How's she going to look at that hearing? Like someone who disposed of her husband when she didn't need him. Judges don't love that narrative, especially with documented proof of support and sacrifice. I smiled again. That smile Victoria had noticed. The one from knowing I wasn't beneath her level. I was just playing a different game than she understood. And I was winning. Discovery hearing was Thursday morning. Daniel prepped me. Answer directly. Stay calm. You're the wronged party. Victoria's attorney was Amanda Pierce. Aggressive reputation. We sat across from each other, Judge Morrison presiding. Amanda started. Mr. Chen, you're seeking half of my client's unvested stock options. Yes. Options granted based on her performance and leadership. Options granted during our marriage, making them marital property. But you had nothing to do with earning them. I had everything to do with enabling the career that earned them. Judge Morrison looked up. Elaborate. I pulled documents. 4 years ago, offered a principal position in Denver. 78,000 versus my 58,000. Declined because Victoria said relocating would disrupt her career. Here's the offer letter. Judge Morrison reviewed. 3 years before that, worked 2 jobs. Teacher plus 20 hours weekly at Target. 41,000 additional income. Paid Victoria's MBA tuition. 70,000 total. Here are pay stubs. She graduated debt-free because I worked retail weekends. More documents. If you're feeling the injustice, smash that like button. 12 years, managing every domestic responsibility. Bank statements showing my deposits, covering mortgage and expenses, while Victoria's income funded career development. 2-inch stack. Emails spanning 8 years, where Victoria thanks me for as being patient, apologizes for missing events, asks me to handle errands. 312 instances of me sacrificing for her climb. Amanda interrupted. Your Honor, supporting a spouse is marriage. It doesn't entitle. I'll decide entitlements. Continue, Mr. Chen. Victoria filed for divorce the same day promoted to CEO. Consulted attorney 3 months prior without telling me. Planned exit to coincide with achieving the position I helped her reach. Then informed me I didn't operate at her level. Here's the quote. I read, "I've outgrown this life. I need someone who operates at my level. We don't make sense anymore." Judge Morrison's expression changed. When was this? September 14th, same day her board voted CEO. She came home with champagne for promotion and divorce papers, both within 30 minutes. Silence. Amanda recovered. Your Honor, timing may seem unfortunate. For 3 months she was unhappy. I interrupted. Before that, perfectly happy, accepting my support. Became unhappy when she no longer needed me financially. What are you seeking? Judge Morrison asked. Equitable distribution, half the stock options, residence in marital home I purchased, spousal support based on career sacrifice in our prenup. Amanda stood. Your Honor, the prenup, I've read it. Sit down. Judge Morrison flipped pages. Career sacrifice clause is explicit. Mr. Chen documented extensively. She looked at Victoria. You filed same day you achieved CEO? Yes, Your Honor. But the marriage deteriorating for 3 months. Before that, different priorities, social circles, different income levels? That wasn't primary, but a factor, not a question. I'm ordering complete disclosure of compensation package and forensic accounting of marital contributions. Reconvene 30 days. Amanda looked stunned. In hallway, she pulled Daniel aside. Fragments. Settlement. Avoid accounting. Daniel returned. They want to settle. Okay. That evening, offering $750,000 plus house, plus 5 years support at $4,000 monthly. I called. Less than half the options. Options valued $1.8 million. Half is $900,000. $750,000 is compromise. Plus house and support. Over $1 million total. Fair for 12 years. One condition. She signed statement acknowledging my sacrifice and contribution. Notarized. Settlement record. 20 minutes later. She agreed. 2 weeks later, we signed. Victoria's statement. I acknowledge Michael Chen made significant sacrifices that directly contributed to my career advancement. His support was instrumental. She signed with trembling pen. Wouldn't meet my eyes. Left immediately. Drop thoughts in comments. Justice or revenge. I walked out with $750,000 check. House ownership. 5 years support. Official acknowledgement. She walked out without clean break, without easy disposal, without narrative. She did it alone. Victoria spent 14 years climbing to CEO. Took 2 months learning. Climbing over people has consequences. I made sure those consequences were expensive, public, permanent. Settlement finalized November. I deposited $750,000, paid Daniel's fees, had $693,000 remaining, plus house, plus 5 years support. Victoria's consequences started immediately. Week 1, Tech publication ran article. Tech Vision CEO settles divorce. Comment section speculated. Someone leaked I'd received significant portion of her compensation. Board asked questions. Week 2, her first earnings call. Analysts asked about personal distractions affecting leadership. She deflected poorly. Stock dropped 3%. Week 3, company missed quarterly targets. Industry blogs connected dots. New CEO, messy divorce, missed targets, leadership concerns. Month 2, board expressed concerns about performance. Executive team distanced themselves. Month 3, another missed target. Stock down 11%. Major investor called for leadership review. Month 6, board voted, removed her as CEO, offered VP role at reduced compensation. She declined, resigned. Month 7, took VP position at competitor. Fraction of CEO salary. Stock options she'd fought to keep were worthless. Tech Vision stock tanked 42%. Her dating life struggled. Men, intimidated or interested only in money she no longer had. Executive connections evaporated without title. Year 2, multiple job changes. None lasting. Reputation damaged. Year 3, consulting. Unstable income. Modest apartment. Single. Isolate. Meanwhile, my life transformed. First month, used $200,000 to fund educational nonprofit I dreamed about. Second chance scholars. Helping underprivileged students. Month 2, nonprofit gained traction. Local media covered launch. Education journals featured story. Month 3, promoted to district curriculum director. Leadership role I wanted. $53,000 raise. Month 4, education conference. Met Jennifer, fellow teacher, passionate about students. Genuine warmth, shared values. Talked 4 hours over coffee. Month 6, dating Jennifer seriously. She knew my story. Respected choices, appreciated character over status. Equal partnership. Month 8, nonprofit expanded 3 cities. Serving 1,200 students. Keynote requests. Month 10, proposed to Jennifer. Simple ring. Genuine love. Year 1, married Jennifer. Small ceremony, vows emphasizing partnership and respect. Year 2, nonprofit expanded 8 cities, serving 4,000 students. National recognition, Jennifer pregnant, bought larger house with settlement money, financially stable, genuinely happy. Year 3, nonprofit, won national award, keynote at major conference, standing ovation. 3 years after Victoria handed me divorce papers, I stood backstage at Chicago Education Conference reviewing keynote notes. Coordinator approached. Dr. Chen, someone asking to see you. Victoria Chen? My stomach tightened. After the keynote, I delivered keynote. 45 minutes on educational equity. 2,000 educators. Standing ovation. Backstage, Victoria waited. 3 years had changed her. Weight gain, cheaper clothes. Exhausted, diminished. Michael, congratulations. That was powerful. Thank you. Can we talk? 5 minutes? Jennifer was meeting me for dinner. In an hour. 5 minutes. Quiet corner. I've been following your work. The nonprofit is incredible. That's the goal. I wanted to apologize. Properly. Face to face. What I did was unforgivable. Filing same day I made CEO. Telling you that you didn't operate at my level. I was drunk on success and destroyed the one person who supported me. I appreciate the apology. I lost everything. CEO lasted 6 months. Company collapsed after I left. Stock options worthless. 6 jobs in 3 years. None lasted. Consulting now. Barely making what I made 10 years ago. Alone. Single. Everyone disappeared when I lost the title. I listened. I see you here. Keynoting. Running successful nonprofit. Respected. And I realize you were operating at level I never understood. Success isn't titles and money. It's impact and relationships and integrity. You had all that. I had none. I hope you found peace. I'm trying. Therapy twice weekly. But I wanted you to know I understand. You weren't beneath my level. I was beneath yours. She paused. Are you happy? Yes. Very. Seeing anyone? I showed wedding ring. Married. Wife's Jennifer. Educator. Expecting our first child in 3 months. Victoria's eyes filled. That's wonderful. You deserve that. Thank you. Do you ever think about me? I looked at her and felt only distant sympathy. No anger. No resentment. Just indifference. You said I didn't operate at your level, Victoria. Turns out we were just measuring success differently. You measured by titles and money. I measure by impact and relationships. By that standard, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. She nodded, tears streaming. I'm happy for you. I hope you find what you're looking for. But I need to go. My wife's meeting me. I walked away, heard her crying softly behind me. 2 weeks later, she emailed asking to meet. Wanted to apologize more. I responded politely. Already have closure. Wish her well. Prefer no contact. She never reached out again. 6 months later, heard she moved to Portland. Fresh start, still therapy. I hoped she found peace. Her suffering didn't add to my happiness. 5 months after, Jennifer and I welcomed Emma. Health, beautiful, perfect. Holding Emma at hospital, Jennifer beside me, I reflected on 3 years. Victoria gave me divorce papers and champagne, told me I wasn't enough, disposed of me. She actually gave me freedom. Freedom to build life aligned with my values. Find partner who appreciated, create meaningful impact. Measure success by my standards. Settlement-funded nonprofit, changing thousands of lives. House became home with woman who loved me genuinely. Career I'd sacrificed became launching pad for leadership I wanted. Victoria's rejection didn't diminish me. It liberated me. She climbed to CEO and discovered the view was lonely. I stayed teacher level and discovered the view from impact was fulfilling. We both got what we deserved. She got consequences for treating people as disposable. I got second chance at happiness with someone who understood what mattered. Justice doesn't always look like revenge. Sometimes it looks like building better life while someone else faces results of their choices. 3 years after she told me I didn't operate at her level, I was keynoting conferences, running award-winning nonprofit, married to incredible woman, expecting child, financially stable, genuinely happy. She was consulting in new city, working on herself in therapy, alone, facing consequences. Both free from marriage that ended exactly how it needed to. The difference? I was free towards something better. She was free into accountability she created. That was justice enough.